My name is Tamara Britton. I am the author of the Karubu Kenya Accommodation Guide to Kenya. This book took me 2 years to write, and I drove all around Kenya. Not only drove, flew, walked, took boats all around Kenya, researched everything you can do here, everywhere you can go, all the different places you can visit, the hotels, the resorts, the camps, the various safari destinations, and I created the book. The book is endorsed by the Kenya Tourism Board, the Kenya Tourism Federation, and the Kenya Professional Safari Guide Association. From there, I went into taking bookings because I had already researched tourism in the whole country. I went into taking bookings and I formed the company Karubu Kenya. I design each holiday specifically to each person. If someone contacts me, they want a wedding in Kenya, or they want to go on safari, or they want to climb Mount Kenya, maybe they want to go diving with dolphins. I get all sorts of requests. I recently had a request for a couple that really want to go fly fishing. So I told them the best fly fishing destinations and found them a fly fishing guide. So I design each holiday specifically to the person, to the couple, to the group who request the trip. I then met a very good tourism operator in Ethiopia and went into partnership with him, and we together have formed Exclusive Ethiopia, which is a company on the same guidelines. We design each trip specifically for the group that contact us. Maybe they are interested in religious tourism, which is very big in Ethiopia. They have churches cut into rocks, or they want to meet the tribes of southern Ethiopia, or they want to visit the parks, the mountains. They have Simien Mountains and Bale Mountains. So we design each holiday, again, specific to the needs of each group. And last year, I again met a very good local operator in Uganda. Again, I went there, I traveled all around the country, I visited all the destinations, the various tourism places where people might want to go, where they might want to stay, the activities they can do. In Uganda, again, it's very different. They have gorilla trekking, they have chimpanzee trekking, they have different kinds of safari from Kenya, completely different tourism from Ethiopia. And again, I formed a partnership there, and I am now offering holidays in Uganda. Alongside all of that, I have always been very interested in yoga and wellness, and I've always been doing yoga. I qualified as a yoga instructor about 6 years ago, but I've been doing yoga for maybe 20 or 30 years. And I started teaching yoga, and I've incorporated that into my business. So I now offer yoga festivals in Kenya. I offer yoga retreats at safari destinations, and I have also incorporated that into holidays. So if you want to travel with a yoga teacher, you can. I will provide a yoga teacher to travel with you before your safari, before your game drive. Maybe you'll do a yoga session, or maybe after bumping around in a safari vehicle all day, maybe you want a bit of yoga in the evening, or meditation. It doesn't have to be yoga, or any kind of movement or mind spirituality, if you like. We can offer it so much in Kenya. You know, we are the cradle of mankind. We are the root of humanity. We can incorporate that into a holiday here. I've grown up traveling. My father moved every 2 years. When I was growing up, I actually lived in Kenya. We came when I was 4 and we left when I was 7. So I spent 2.5 years here, along with many, many other places. We moved, we traveled. I went to, I think, 10 schools before I was 10. When I was 10, my parents realised I really wasn't learning much because I kept changing schools all the time. So they sent me to boarding school in the UK. The UK is the country I was born in, but it's not a country I know very well because I haven't really lived there. So travelling was in my blood, and as soon as I finished boarding school, I travelled for a year with my best friend. We went all around the world, hitchhiked across Asia, travelled across Australia, and then I went back to the UK to do my first degree, which was history. After I did that, I travelled for another 10 years, basing myself in Thailand and travelling around Asia and Africa. I've travelled most of Southeast Asia, I've travelled around most of Eastern and Southern Africa, and I've hopped around the rest of the world, a bit of Europe, a bit of South America. I think we're really personal. I will set up a Zoom call with any client who contacts me. I will discuss with them what they like, if they're traveling with children, maybe what their children like, if the children perhaps want specific activities or they need entertainment. If they like activities, if they like physical, going out, climbing mountains, doing whitewater rafting, swimming, maybe kite surfing. There are so many very physical activities you can do while on holiday in Kenya. But not everyone wants to do a physical holiday. Maybe some people want to lie on the beach. Maybe some people want to be driven around and to look at the sights from a car. Maybe some people want to fly from destination to destination and not have long road trips. I need to know all this about my clients before I decide where I'm going to send them, what kind of holiday I'm going to design for them. And then I create the holiday that I believe will suit each member of their group. I've been to all the destinations that I promote. I've travelled around Kenya extensively. I've travelled around Ethiopia extensively, and I've now travelled around Uganda. So if I suggest a hotel to someone, I can say, for example, if they're elderly, I can say I recommend this one, and I will put you in this tent, which is close to the mess tent and not a long walk from the car park. So I know that you don't have much walking. I also know which hotels have help for anyone with disabilities. So I know this hotel has a bathroom, which is made for wheelchairs. Or this, I've been to all the places that I promote, and I recommend places that I think are specific to those people. I recently had a man from Dubai contact me. He wanted to take his son on holiday, on safari, and in our Zoom conversation, he said, the most important thing for me in this holiday is my son. He's 7 years old. I want this to be the holiday that he will always remember. And I know the camps that have Maasai experiences for children. They have different children's, you can learn about the plants, you can make bows and arrows, you can do painting. There are certain places that offer that. So I put together a holiday where his son would do the whole learning experience, how to be a child in Africa. His son loved it, and his father said, this has been the best week of my entire life. It's a very competitive market. There are a lot of people in this industry, and Kenya does safaris very, very well. We're really good at safari, we're really good at beach. We have phenomenal destinations here, and a lot of companies know that. A lot of companies are selling Kenya. So yes, it's an incredibly competitive market. I try to stand out by being completely personal. The other thing that I specialize in that sets me apart from other people is the yoga and wellness side. I can create a yoga holiday. I think the yoga side of things, I also manage the Khalifi Wellness Festival, which is a festival of 4 days where you can try all sorts of different activities, movement, discussion, workshop, dance, beach party, dhow cruise, cacao ceremony, aerial yoga up in the trees, paddleboard, sup yoga out on the sea. There are so many things. It's a festival, so you can't do everything. We just have a wealth of activities and you can pick the ones you want to do. You know, the hotels and the camps here are very cooperative. If you provide them with clients and you have special requests, they want to make the holiday perfect for your clients. It's actually easy to maintain relationships with people in this industry. There are really good camp operators, safari camp operators, there are amazing resort operators, or even private houses. You know, if I have a client who wants privacy more than meeting people, maybe I'll book them into a private house. And I know the various house owners in beautiful locations, let's say Lamu, let's say Diani, even in the bush. So no, actually maintaining relationships with people is not difficult here. If you provide them with clients and you are very clear about what your clients need, maybe they're gluten intolerant, you know, we have a lot of food allergies nowadays, maybe they really don't like early mornings, maybe they need a shower, you know, as long as you're very clear with what your clients need, the tourism operators, the safari camp owners are very happy to work with you. I'm very keenly promoting sustainable tourism. I do think climate change is a real problem that is going to affect the entire world very, very soon. In fact, I think it's already affecting us, isn't it? So, yes, I think I've adapted to the fact that I really encourage my clients. Well, first of all, I offset my clients' travel. There's a company called Stand for Trees. They plant trees in different countries around the world, and they have one place in Kenya, Rukinga Sanctuary, just near Savo, where they plant trees. And I put my clients' transport, accommodation, flights, how many miles they travel with a diesel car. It's all very specific. You put it into a footprint calculator and they tell you how many trees to plant, and you choose the place you plant trees. Of course, I choose Kenya, and you pay for that number of trees to be planted. So all of my clients' travel and holiday and accommodation is offset. So I'm not sure you can completely say their holidays are carbon neutral. That's a very tricky terminology, but you can say I'm doing my best to offset any damage that my clients' holidays might have on the ecosystem. I also give my clients a flask and a foldable bag, which is made by single mothers in Mathari slums. It makes a little heart, it's absolutely adorable. And I encourage them not to use bags or water bottles or any kind of plastic while they're traveling with me. And I give them the tools so that they don't have to use any plastic bottles or bags. For the first time ever since running this business, just this week, we have some clients from America who are very nervous about security here. I've actually not come across this in all the years I've been doing this, but we do have some clients. I'm going to the airport tonight to collect them. They will be landing tonight, and they have asked for a security officer. So I have worked with KK Security. We have provided them a security officer who will be with them in the car at all times. Like I say, this is unusual. I haven't come across this before, but if we do have clients who are nervous about the security here, I can provide that. Social media is huge these days. I have a very good social media assistant who is constantly posting on 4 different platforms, and we discuss whether we should expand onto more digital platforms. It's huge, and it is the way that marketing is going. Newsletters are also important. I think keeping up with your database of client emails and sending out once in a while. It doesn't have to be too often, but sending out a little chat about what's going on in Kenya at the moment, or Ethiopia, or the fact I've just expanded into Uganda, or maybe I'm just about to offer the Kilifi Wellness Festival. You know, a little update by email is very important. But absolutely, we can't get away from the fact that social media has boomed in the last few years, maybe even more during the pandemic. People went online. I was teaching yoga online, and I still teach yoga online. I actually built up a community of people that log on for my yoga classes, and now when I teach in Kenya, I have people joining me in person, and I have more logging on, so I teach a fusion class. Yeah, we can't get away from the digital platforms now, and in many ways they're excellent. You can get your name out, your word out, what you're doing out in a way that a few years ago we would never have dreamt of. Changes in regulations have been happening at a surprising speed this year. In Kenya, certainly. We've had a change in the park fees, and that has an impact on me as a tour operator because I've already priced a safari. So I've already given the clients their invoice, and so I have to take the hit. When the park fees change, I can't send them another invoice and say, you know, you paid for that holiday, but in fact, now you have to pay more because the prices have changed. I can't do that. So I have to take the hit for that. Let's hope it won't happen too much more, but it certainly has happened in the last few months quite a lot. Community charges suddenly pop up, and yeah, we have to factor that in. And we have to just make it perfect for the client and not tell them, oh, this has changed, that has changed, that has, just take it on board and let them think everything is running smoothly without telling them things have changed. I never set out to be an entrepreneur. I really didn't. Traveling is in my blood. I grew up traveling. I love traveling. It gives me such a buzz to go to a different country where I don't speak the language, I don't know anyone, I explore on my own, and then I find people, and maybe I pick up the language, maybe I learn a skill, maybe I learn scuba diving, maybe I learn yoga, and then it becomes a part of me. And to share that with people, I fell into building companies because I can help people have amazing holidays because I've done so much traveling myself. I know what they want, and if I don't know exactly what they want, I know what questions to ask. So I don't really have a message for other entrepreneurs because that's not how I became one myself. Maybe this is my recommendation. Maybe my recommendation is build on something you love. If you have something you really, really love, maybe you can help other people do that, and that will build your company. You can find my book in all good bookshops around Kenya. It is called Karubu Kenya, and it can help you book your own holiday. If you want to book your own holiday, each hotel has their phone number, their email, their website, and how to find them. If you would rather I book the holiday for you, if, for example, it's a multi-stage holiday, maybe you're going to one place, then another place, then you want the beach, then you want a safari, then you want to do this. It's much more convenient for you if I do everything for you. You can find my website, karibukenya.co.uk. For Ethiopia, exclusiveethiopia.com. And both Karubu Kenya and Exclusive Ethiopia have Instagram handles, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So please follow me on social media or contact me through the website.